Hey, what's happening? My dog Candy sometimes gets excited and hops on the balance board with me, and it's a great trick to show up to your friends and family. But keep in mind, this trick is very advanced, even though it doesn't look it. It's advanced because there's a risk to the dog has to be trained to do this, and you have to be fairly skilled to minimize the risk to the dog because of a few different scenarios. Let's first talk about the risk to the dog. When you first introduce the dog to the balance board, make note of all the areas that can go wrong first. You're dealing with precious cargo and you want this task to be enjoyable for the both of you. If you don't plan for something, you not only risk injuring yourself, or worse, your dog, you risk them being afraid of similar scenarios, and that doesn't make for a good life. You also risk them never being comfortable with the board again. Safety is always the first priority, as cliche as that sounds. Here are some areas of concern. Where the roller meets the ground. Make sure your pup's paws stay clear of this area. You don't want them to get their toes rolled on. This is probably similar to a car rolling over your bare toes. Where the roller meets the board. If your roller extends out beyond the board like mine does, your dogs can step on the roller and potentially get their toes stuck in between the roller and the board, and wherever the board can hit the ground. If you lose your balance and your dog's not where you want them to be, you could hit the dog with the board. Once you got most, if not all, the areas of concern accounted for, you have to train your dog to do this. Dogs come in all shapes and sizes and even more temperaments, personalities, and tendencies. They're like people, not all breeds of dogs are the same. Take Candy for example. She's a Labrador Retriever bred to retrieve game in water by swimming. Yet Candy doesn't like water. She's afraid of baths, rain, and going any more than belly deep in any body of water. She doesn't fit the breed expectation, which is fine. That's just her being her. Furthermore, each dog can vary from day to day, and even hour to hour, so it's important to know that they may not do everything you want on command all the time. Take the good times where you can get them. Get to know your dog first and know their tendencies, and you can implement a strategy that works best for you too. To start training, assess your dog at baseline. If they're completely afraid of the board when they see it, first would be to immediately reward the dog for being near or being curious about the board when it's present. There are some great books out there that I'll note in the description about dog training, but you want to first make sure the dog is comfortable around the board and doing it slowly. For some dogs, this could take minutes. For other dogs, it can take weeks or months. Next, invite the dog to put one paw on the board. If you need to, train a command like paw, shake, or up, and use stairs as a training tool. Every time they put one or two paws on the stairs, reward with a treat or praise or whatever high value thing you decide on. Train the dog to come up to you. This will work better in the long term. Remember, anything your dog does that is considered progress, give them a reward. They look towards the board, treat. They take a step closer, treat. They attempt to get a second paw on, treat. You'll go through a lot of rewards, but this will ensure the experience is enjoyable for your dog. I would advocate not to just pick up your dog and put them on the board in general. This is like throwing your child in a pool before they're comfortable knowing how to swim. The experience should be enjoyable and the dog should jump on when they are ready. Note that my dog already knows this trick and knows that she'll be safe and rewarded for getting on the board because she's been trained that way. Your dog may take a little longer, but remember, anything your dog does that is considered progress, give them a reward. This is a two-person trick, and it's not just all about the dog though. You have to be a skilled rider as well. The less the board moves, the less likely you are to roll over the dog's paws, and the less likely they are to be scared of a moving platform. You, as the rider, have to learn to keep the roller moving as little as possible. This is a difficult trick, as I've mentioned before in previous videos, because your ability to move is what keeps you balanced. The less that you move the board, the harder it is to stay balanced. But the less you move, the less likely your dog is to get hurt and subsequently give up the trick. Dog safety takes priority, so you better be comfortable with not only staying steady for as long as possible, but reacting to the dog's weight distribution, and remain steady as long as you can while they're stepping on and while they're adjusting on the board. You also need to be ready to just jump completely off if you feel that you're going to move the board and potentially hurt the dog. Practice staying steady, and please do not try this until both you and your dog are skilled and comfortable. The big things to remember are always be aware of where your dog's paws are. Dog safety is paramount, your safety is secondary. And also practice before you start training. The dog should know up before you ever try to get them on the board, and you should be steady as a rock. Good luck with this trick, and let me know if you have any questions, concerns, or comments. You can put them in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and check out the books I listed below. They're very great resources. I'll see you all in the next video.